So Title Update 4 has been finally released, and we got the first Elder Dragon of Monster Hunter Wilds, and the last new monster before the DLC, obviously. Gogmazios. I think Capcom really outdid themselves with Gogmazios, man. I think it was an amazing fight. It was awesome. I don't care what anybody says, it was awesome. Definitely a good fight to end off base Monster Hunter Wilds. Granted, I am very disappointed by the performance patch. I am fortunate enough to not see a difference, like before and after Title Update 4, but others are saying that it runs even worse for them. It's disappointing because I was really excited to play this game without frame generation. Listen, my PC is good. I can run the game at 60 FPS without any like FSR or frame generation. And granted, it's still choppy, but it's still around 60 FPS. But playing at 120 FPS, bro, it's like night and day. But that's why I play. That's why I use frame generation, dude. I hate 60 FPS because once you go to 120, you would never want to go back to 60. I promise you. The difference is like so crazy. It's like night and day. So you'd see why I'd be disappointed. I don't want to use frame generation. It's the best solution I have right now. But maybe I am being a bit whiny. But when I think about other people playing Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe they're playing on console or they don't have the greatest PCs, it's a little annoying because the performance of this game is just so goddamn awful. Capcom wanted to make Wilds accessible for new players, but I'm gonna be real with you. Most new players will drop the game because they can't run it. The players that are more likely to stay are people who have already played Monster Hunter, people who already love Monster Hunter, people who have been waiting for the game to drop. If you played the older games about Wilds, you most likely love Monster Hunter, right? So I'm definitely gonna make a video on performance alone, so stay tuned for that. What I'm trying to say is, when new players come to the game and they see this performance, you're gonna be like, okay, fuck this game. This game's ass. And then they'll just drop the game and never look at it again. But let's talk about Gogmazios. I never fought Gogmazios Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, so I don't really know what changed or how much they improved about him. I think Gogmazios is a hard fight, but he isn't anywhere near bullshit. He can still cart you, but he can take a couple of hits, unlike Savage Omega, which, yeah, we hate him. We hate him around here. He's a bum. Fuck him. But if you haven't watched my Savage Omega video, just look at my channel and look for, is Savage Omega a good addition to Wilds? I was thinking that Gogmazios would be harder than Savage Omega, but to actually be harder than Savage Omega, you would need him. You would need to give him a much bigger level of bullshit to top Savage Omega. My favorite aspect of Gogmazios has to be the pacing of the fight. It's not too long, and it isn't dragged out. It doesn't feel like a chore to do. It doesn't feel like a chore to do. What I'm basically saying. Back then, when Wilds came out, people hated how short the hunts were. But Gogmazios is like 18 to 25 minutes a hunt if you're not maxing out every aspect of your build and just playing the game casually. I think that's a good thing. The visual aspect of his fight was just phenomenal. They really made him feel like an Elder Dragon. I'm sort of glad that Elder Dragons aren't common in Wilds. Elder Dragons have to have like something special to them. Gogmazios felt like a true final boss. That's why I like Elder Dragons like Valstrax, Amatsu. I'm not sure if Primordial Malzeno is an Elder Dragon, but he feels like one. And he does feel like a final boss too. All those monsters have some like crazy level shit, including Gogmazios. But if I wanted to experience trauma again, I'd go fight Kieran in Monster Hunter World. Bro, if you remember how World Kieran was moving, let me know. He was a demon back then. Holy shit, dude. Let's never bring Kieran back. Kieran can stay in the grave. He's ass, I don't care. Going back to Gogmazios, I like that they suggested to use 2 weapons. I think giving incentive to use 2 weapons is pretty good. Because why else would you give the option to bring 2 weapons? I think in general, all of his attacks are pretty fun to fight against. Like what I'm trying to say is, when I cart to him, I don't feel like I got hit by a cheat move. But instead it was like, okay, maybe I should panic dive that laser, or start knowing the timings for his attacks so I can dodge. parry it, or even counter it. Like, his moves aren't hard to read. When you start adapting and doing certain things, that fight becomes really good. I think it's a big contrast to Savage Omega, because when he kills me, dude, I just straight up shout at the top of my goddamn lungs. I hate him so. I hate Savage Omega so much, dude. He is such a bum. Basically, all I'm saying is, Gogmazios is not a cheap fight. I mean, I guess you could say the oil on the ground when it explodes is a little annoying, especially when using the anti-dragon bullets to shoot him out the air. Like, you might not be paying attention to your surroundings, so you might get hit with eruption. But that's not really that big of a deal, so it's manageable. Just use your Sacred while you're shooting him down, so you're always moving. I guess that this might be a little bit of complaint, but in the last phase, he flies around a lot. I'm gonna be real with you. So yeah, especially when you're shooting him down, the laser beams he does might catch you off guard, or even the eruptions on the ground might catch you down. It kind of reminds me of old generation Rathalos and Raytheon, when all they did was fly and beat bumps. I would prefer if he flew a lot less. The move where he does the cinematic shit and then starts blasting the ground, and then you gotta get behind Fabius so you can block the explosion for you. Amazing. Awesome. Great peak, dude. The best part about the fight is after the cinematic is finished, proof of a hero starts playing, bro. I don't know why, but when proof of a hero starts playing, it's like, it's a natural human reaction to get hyped. Like, someone has to put a study on that shit. But once you play Monster Hunter for almost your whole life, it'll start to feel natural. I think they did a great job with Gogmazios, or Gogmazios, whatever you pronounce it. I don't think they could have made it much better than they did. Also, make a video on Monster Hunter Wild's base game as a whole, like the roster, the game systems, focus mode. Just, it's gonna be like, I'm just gonna be chatting about it. Performance too, I guess. So if you want to see my thoughts on that, stay tuned for it. Love seeing you guys watching my videos. It's very appreciated. And now we wait for Arc Tempered Arcvale in February, I think. Yeah, February. I know it's a pretty short video, but this is all I had to say for Gogmazios. I think it was probably one of the best choices they made to end off the base game. Hope you guys had your fun with Gogmazios, and I hope the future performance. I can't talk. God damn. I hope the future performance patches does this game justice. Peace, yo.